What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. There is this white guy on TikTok. He considers himself to be a part of the passport bro community. I wouldn't say that he's a passport bro because I think a passport bro is a guy that lives primarily overseas, and he lives, as it appears, in Hawaii. Seems to be a guy that's done very well for himself. He has a big home, and he has this young Filipino wife by the name of Jayan. Really pretty, really young. So you have two dynamics playing here. Somebody who is older and rich, and somebody who is younger and poor. So two different backgrounds, two different ways of seeing the world, and seems like it could be a match made in heaven. Typically it is not. All right. And that's somebody who, take it from somebody who lives in Africa. All right. I'm not rich, but I can tell you that it is very difficult having a relationship with people in their families when you come from just two different worlds. It's almost impossible. All right. But guys try to make it happen because, hey, you know, younger woman can give me kids. I believe he was married before his wife couldn't have kids, but then she filed for divorce. What was his reasoning for saying that?
My Filipino wife has been Americanized. My Americanized Filipino wife. That seems to be triggering a lot of people. Let me explain what I mean. In America, if a wife, even a girlfriend, is not happy in the relationship, all she has to say to the world on social media, and especially to the government, I'm not happy. And if she drops the word abused or anything along those lines, the American system steps in. It steps in to protect her against any allegations that she makes. And the man's side of the story is, it's all assumed. I'm an evil, controlling, patriarchal, oppressive white dude. And the narrative quickly, instantly becomes me bad, she victim. So the fight that we're having, that's still there. Okay. That's always going to hang over my head. I'm a passport bro. I brought her here. I married her here. I signed all the government forms saying that I will support her for a minimum of 10 or 1,000 years. I don't know. I don't even know what I signed. And all you dudes out there who have been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Americanized means weaponization of the male-female relationship to benefit the female, because family court is not a judicial system, it's a corporation. For profit, digging into the pockets of dads, of men. Because, yeah, we're in a patriarchal system and men still have most of the money. Now, that's exactly what's true in our relationship. She doesn't have any money. I have all the money. And it's, you know, a relationship can go south when the woman has lost love for her man and she's just going for the bag.
So he says, my Filipino wife has been Americanized. All right. So they're living in the same house. They have kids together. They just went on a trip to Universal Studios with their family. I think her family is also in the States, maybe living in Georgia, but the parents don't like him. He doesn't like the parents. So they're in the same house. Even the family was staying with them over the time of Christmas and the holiday season, and they were not even talking. Like, she's filing for divorce. All right. So basically the wife has responded and said this.
I think the word Americanized has nothing to do with someone who is disrespectful, especially to your people. Let's say that your closest people. It's because he disrespected my parents, screaming, snatching some things, verbally and physically. So what I am thinking that time, you are freely disrespecting me and abusing me. I think that's enough. You can do it. You can do it 24/7 to me. You can do it anytime. But to the point that you're gonna be disrespecting my people, especially my parents, I think that's what, you know, draw the line. I think that's when the time that I said I want to separate. It's not because I wanted to separate just because I wanted it. I've dealt a lot with him for the last 2 years that I am here.
We got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia. I was greeted with the announcement from Jayanne that she wanted a separation.
For the last 2 years, I am standing up for myself. I know it's really difficult because I have children, and I honestly doesn't want to separate with him. It's just came out to my mouth that I'm so fed up, I'm so done. It's because I'm so hurt and he's not gonna change. There's no way that he will change. All I know is if I didn't stop or I didn't make a move, it's gonna be a normal. He's gonna disrespect me, he's gonna disrespect my people, he's gonna disrespect anyone. So this is just me that, putting some boundaries.
Hate everything about me and what I provide and decide to leave.
He claims that I hated what he provides. As far as I remember, I'm always grateful for him. I'm always vocal, thanking him for my life right now. You can see my social media. I never criticizes him. It's always praising, even though there's something going on inside our house. I will never speak or talk about our fights on my social media. It's because I am protecting him and I'm protecting my children. We have kids, the next 10-20 years there's gonna be social media and they might see this. I think it's really selfish for him to post for views, for attention, for sympathy. If you can go up here and talk to me and you will say to people that out of transparency, I will talk about it, but you are transparent to the public, but you are not transparent to me. Just for clarification too, half of the trip paid by his ex-wife. All of the park tickets, Universal and also Disney World, it was paid by his ex, and also the Airbnb and the grocery. I just wanted to let you know too that we have a really good relationship with the ex-wife, and to be honest with you, she's really nice to my kids and she's really nice to me. She's like my closest mother here in Hawaii.
So she's saying that, hey, the reason why, I'm leaving you, like, hey, if you want to be disrespectful towards me, that's okay, but you're disrespecting my family. All right, my parents. And yeah, that's what she's talking about. And let me just tell you this, guys, that's something to take very serious. Like even if the girl's parents are not doing much for you, or if they're not being fair, it's almost certain it still is their mom or dad. They're gonna for sure take their sides. Okay, I've seen it happen. I've been in situations like that, not as bad as this for sure, but yes, she's saying, look, you disrespected my parents and my family, and he's actually gonna admit to that.
5 things that I did to disrespect my Filipino in-laws. Now I qualify Filipino because different cultures get disrespected in different ways. So don't come at me for being a racist. This is the context. Hi, Chad to Dad here. Had a horrible Disney World experience with my in-laws, and I'm just going to tell my side of it. Not my side of the story, but I'm going to say what I did to disrespect my Filipino mother and father, and as well as my sister. Number 1, I did not eat the food that they cooked. It wasn't because I didn't like it, and it wasn't because I wasn't hungry. It's because I protested. I didn't eat the food that they cooked. And then number 2, when they left the food out on the table, that stayed out all day, when we came back from one of the Disney World days, I called them slobs for leaving the food out. Number 3, I clapped sarcastically when Mama finally stepped in and helped Jayanne by bathing the kids after a long day. I clapped loud and long and sarcastically. Number 4, I snatched the keys out of Papa's hands. He spent his morning loading the car up, getting ready to go back to Georgia, and he went to hand the keys to me, and I just snatched them out of his hand and went down to start the car. And number 5, I told Ate too when she said that I was being a bad host. All right, that's the facts. That's the truth. Those are the top 5 things that I did to disrespect my Filipino mother and father-in-law and my sister-in-law. I'm going to make things right. But it's too soon for that. And we will get to it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
First of all, this is a guy that has a problem, right? He's a weirdo, in my honest opinion. He's a weird guy. If you're a white guy and you're or any kind of man, you're wealthy, you're affluent, you're doing well, the last thing that you want to do is date somebody or marry somebody who comes from an extremely poor family. She doesn't have money, and it seems to me that the guy is weird. I mean, he's going on the social media talking about this, trying to turn everybody against her, and it's not working. So, I mean, and you're mean to her family. I'm not saying that her family isn't going to be a problem, because yes, typically most men will think that in-laws are a problem, but especially people from different cultures, they're going to see the world different. You're probably paying for everything. You're probably stressed out. They probably don't have money. It's kind of hard to keep that respect level up for a person, in their family. If you're paying for everything and they don't have money, it's annoying. And I get it, and I can understand it, guys. I really do. But at the same time, why are you dealing with them? Why are you dealing with them, guys? Okay? This is something that you got to understand. And if you're dealing with women overseas and they're in a situation, I don't care what they are. It could be any community. You're just going to have problems, guy. And this is just really what it is. It's going to be terrible. You're going to be mad. And this dude should have saw this coming. You don't have anything in common with this lady outside of the fact that you feel like you can just take advantage of her, and she doesn't have money, and so you bring her over to the States, you give her this opportunity. Now you might lose your stuff. Hey man, these people can't be over you have to deal with a woman that could at least give you some value. You cannot tell me that the only opportunity that you can get is with a woman that didn't have anything. That means that wherever she was at, she wasn't going to get anything. And then you decide to move her over to the United States with you, and then now you're complaining about that she's an Americanized. Well, why don't you go to the Philippines and stay with her? I mean, I don't know, man, guys just setting themselves up. If you wanted somebody to just have kids for you, you could set that up, and then you could raise the kids yourself or however you are. But man, if you do that, if you bring ladies to the States, man, you're asking for it. You're really asking for it. And when you ask for it, don't get mad. When you kind of don't get what you're looking for, you kind of got to understand and kind of believe that this is what is going to happen. It is going to happen. It always happens to guys for the most part, and you can't be that dumb or that's silly. You got to find somebody that's, hey, do a little bit more research. Hey, if she's dirt poor, she doesn't have money, she doesn't have these things. Okay, well then what do you think the outcome's gonna be? Yes, she's gonna take her parents' side. They're gonna look for a way to take what you have and go on about their business. That's exactly what they're gonna do, guy. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Joe. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.